Hi everybody, welcome to Revitalise ReConnect Meet, where I get the opportunity to meet business entrepreneurs from across the business community in the UK. Today I've got the great pleasure to be with a gentleman who's had over 22 years experience of running his own business. He's had previous roles and existing roles as being a professional compere MC over 15 years and hosting many large events across Scotland and the UK. And at present, I've got the great pleasure to talk about his existing business, which is Synergy. Can you please welcome with me today, the one and only, there is one and only, Mr. Stephen J. Innes. Stephen, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, Lee. Thank you very much. That's the nicest introduction I've ever had.
Well, one does try, as one does.
Take five, I'll let you go with that.
No, definitely, without a doubt. Stephen, it's great to catch up with you today. So would you mind letting everybody know who's listening and also watching today a little bit about your business journey and where you are right now with Synergy?
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Well, my business journey, I've been self-employed now 22 years. Start to feel old now. But and in that time, I've been adapting and creating and being very fluid on how I've seen things. My company's name is Healthy Business, Healthy You, but the Healthy You side of it is the partnership I started 5 years ago with a company called Synergy Worldwide. And it's amazing how things have developed and evolved in those last 5 years. So it's exciting at the moment. It's good.
It certainly is, and I'm pleased you said that you do feel a bit older now with that type of time. You don't look it at all, Stephen, so that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So over that time you've been in business, you've been working with Synergy and Healthy Business, Healthy You. What's been your biggest achievements on your business journey and why?
I would say my biggest achievement is I'm still here. There's a lot of people that come into self-employment and don't realise how difficult it is and how many hats you need to wear on a daily basis. And a lot of people then take the easy road out and then go back to employment, and they'll say, well, I maybe tried it, or I've had failures. I've had a couple of businesses that went spectacularly wrong for me through not fault of my own, but just me not looking and keeping an eye on things. But you know what? It's been a great learning curve, and it's been. I've actually started writing a book. Would you believe in the lockdown, just about looking back at stuff, because it hasn't been easy. But you know what? I wouldn't change it at all. And I feel a much better person, not just as a business person, but a much better person personally as well as professionally, because I've been through that journey of, success and then a little bit of failure, a little bit more failure, another bit of success. So when the success comes back again, you're in a position where you appreciate it, and you don't get complacent with it. So that's probably, I'd say, my biggest achievement.
I think you touched on a point there as well, though, Stephen. It's like if it starts feeling comfortable, that's when you need to start making changes and making it start to feel uncomfortable. I say that to a few people. You've got to have the challenges in there to make you stretch to do even better than what you're doing.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, 100%. So over that time with the achievements, and congratulations on many, and especially from the sort of professional emceeing and the comparing side, that again, probably where I first met yourself over 3 years back. With everything that's happening at present, at the current climate, how are you diversified your business journey to share with everybody?
Interesting you ask that, because it's been a complete game changer for me. Because up until the lockdown, I had a very, very busy diary with lots of MC, professional comparing, hosting events. I've got a number of things which I've got in the diary on a regular basis. That literally stopped overnight, and I believe I won't see any of that until January again. So that was a massive part of my income, but also my world, and it's something that I get a massive kick from, where I never went in to do that professionally, but I sometimes pinch myself when I'm standing at the exhibition centre in Aberdeen. I've got 1,000 people in front of me, and I'm holding the room, and I'm going, I used to be a little fat guy that was really shy at school, and now I'm, getting paid professionally. So I lost pretty much. That's been put on hold. My Healthy Business, Healthy You business, the Healthy Business is helping businesses get healthy. The clue's in the name, just before anybody asks. But predominantly supplying merchant services, business utilities. And I thought I did really clever years ago by concentrating on the hospitality industry. So literally overnight, my 85% of my revenue had disappeared. So I've always had a great belief that you need a number of strings of income. And so I looked at what I was doing with Synergy, and I literally on day 3 or day 4, I decided that that's what I'm going to move forward with. And it's been a hobby of mine. It's been something that I've done alongside, and when I put Synergy together with health, with put Healthy Business, Healthy You, people laughed at me. People were like, what on earth is credit card terminals and business utilities got to do with health supplements? But I had a very, very clear vision 5 years ago when I was sitting in that room in Barcelona looking at Synergy as a company. And it's been a remarkable journey. And I'm glad I've made the journey, because we're now in a place where things are really starting to happen, and people are now realizing the value of just thinking outside the box. And that's the biggest thing in the lockdown. The lockdown actually has been phenomenal for me, because it's given me time to take a little step back, reevaluate who I am, what I want to do, where I'm going, and how best I can deliver to deliver my options and deliver what I'm offering. So it's been good. And although I've lost monetary, I've actually gained so much more. And I think sometimes that's more important than just the monetary.
Well, we were speaking briefly, this was last week as well, about the sort of the geography, the borders of geography now. That's actually, with what you just discussed in there, that's actually opened up the geography across the UK and further afield for you, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I was probably a busy idiot before, less of the idiot, but more of the busy. But I would be, you don't need to add anything. There's people already shouting at the screen, idiot. So, I was a bit old-fashioned, but I'd always go and see people face to face. But I'm getting more work done. I'm more productive, and I still will go and see people, but it'll be when it's right to do that, and go to I can't wait for a revitalized to get up again and do proper face-to-face meetings, because that's how I am. I'm a people's person. But I was on a Zoom call on Saturday with 64 people on the call, with 7 countries represented, and it's like, you start realizing the world is a very small place, and I'm getting more time for my family. I'm getting more time for leisure, and it's ironic that my business is Healthy Business, Healthy You, and sometimes I was, too busy to actually enjoy the trappings of one of the reasons that I became self-employed many, many moons ago. So yeah, it's been actually good, and I think people need to take a little step back, and I think a lot of people have done that, and just reevaluate where they are and what's important. I mean, I did a talk the other night, and I came away with a line which depressed myself even more than the people that were on the call. And I'm 52, and I said, I've only got 8 more Christmases until I'm 60. And it makes you start thinking that, we're here for a very short space of time. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? Make good use of it.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy where you are, if you're not happy what you do, go and change it. And follow your dream. I never feel as if I'm working. There's not a day goes past where I think that I'm actually, oh goodness gracious, I'm having to go and graft. So, and I look at my dad, and he's an old man now and struggling a bit health-wise, but he was a farmer, and he would have been out, wouldn't have mattered what kind of day it was. That was graft. I don't believe I'm working. I'm just, sharing what I'm doing and loving life.
Thanks, Stephen. I think also as well, we talk about this quite regularly, it's that life-work balance. And I think a lot of people it's made people look at it more in a different way, being virtually, and thinking, well, I've got more time instead of traveling. You've just mentioned there before, traveling from one place to the other, and that's like a 2-hour drive. Then you've got another 2-hour drive back. That's 4 hours of your day gone. And then you've got your stop gaps in between for your meetings. That's half a day just gone completely. Now you can fit so much more productively in that time. And yeah, 100% time-wise, time is the biggest thing. Time is the biggest thing. With all that in consideration, and we've been talking about Synergy a lot over the last few days, and about how you've been helping many people across the globe now. What would be your golden tip of advice for many people watching and listening today about their business journey and how to keep their health in line? What would you share with everybody, Stephen?
Synergy is the only part of my business that I didn't want to do. I had my buddy in Newcastle that was with a that approached me about Synergy many moons ago. I had no interest. I just genuinely had no interest. And it wasn't until I had a health scare on stage at the Treetops Hotel in front of 450 guests, where 2.5 stone heavier than I am now, I thought I was having a heart attack on stage. And when you're the MC host, you're a fairly integral part of the evening. And, it's not really what you want is your MC dying on stage or disappearing, And I got a real scare. I was 46 at the time. 4 weeks later, I'm sitting in an auditorium in Barcelona looking at Synergy. I decided that I had dismissed it without actually looking at the information. And being typical Scottish Northeast, you know better than actually looking at the information. You think you know better, and you'll listen to your buddy in the pub who will tell you everything about nothing, and will be there in 20 years' time, still telling you everything about nothing. So I'd gone and done my homework, and I was amazed by pulling back the layers on what type of company they were and how they manufacture their products. And there's no third-party vendors, and there's no hype, there's no razzmatazz. It's just products that work. But you need to be doing your exercise, you need to be eating better, and it's part and parcel of a whole. So I had that idea in Barcelona that put the two of them together: healthy business, healthy you. Because I thought to myself, I'm self-employed. If I'm not working, I'm not earning. And I had the thing in my head, and my golden ticket would be, if I could show you a way of helping you and your staff to increase your health by 10%, how much would that relate to productivity? How much would that relay in, mental health? We've got a massive issue going to be going ahead with mental health and people's health coming out of the lockdown. So I think, and I feel I've got a responsibility with the knowledge and understanding that I've got, what we can deliver, how we can help so many people. So it's amazing there's people now that I spoke to 3, 4, 5 years ago when I first started with Synergy are now coming back and going, you might be onto something, and when I was younger, I might have been, I told you so. Now I'm quite humble and going, right, okay, yeah, fine, well, let's go and explore it and how we can benefit, and I do genuinely believe I've got a massive responsibility with the knowledge that I've got now, that we can make a massive difference with people, and that 10%, you put that across the country. We've got 5 million people in Scotland, 5 million people within a couple of hours drive in Newcastle. Just for those two areas, you've got 10 million people that, and that's where I sort of base myself. We can make a massive impact on the country for the good, for the greater good. So
I think looking after yourself is a real big thing. People forget about that so much in running their business or setting up their business. They're too looking at the engine parts and how it's going to work and everything else. They forget about the one person who's going to drive it, and that's you. And unfortunately, if we did have the power of hindsight and we could go back to our 20-year-old selves and tell ourselves all that information, you're right, we'll probably go, don't be silly, we wouldn't listen to it. It'd be like, that's not going to happen to me in 46 years old or whichever.
I thought it was bulletproof, and I was busy, I was running about, but in my part-time, I help run a football team, and with that, you're too much boozing and, eating all the wrong stuff and not doing the exercise. And I used to be the first aider on our touchline, and I would be struggling running across the pitch, and it was always the same player. It was always our number 9 that was injured, and he was always injured at the far side of the pitch, and he was never injured. But I'm sure he did it just to get, a little fatty here with the legs out on the pitch and getting across the pitch. And I thought to myself, I'm 46, it's a disgrace. And then when I had my scare, that was the moment for me that has changed my life for the better. Because I thought, there's some people don't get that second chance, and I've just make a massive difference. I mean, in the lockdown, I've been walking 5 miles, pretty much every day, and feel great for it. And not to the detriment of my work. I'm actually on phone calls. I'm doing videos when I'm out and about. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm in a stunning little village called Stonehaven, just south of Aberdeen, where we've got Dunnottar Castle. So that's the backdrop for most of my video calls to the States, because the Americans, for some reason, love a castle, So, and I'm just, we haven't finished building it yet, but, come back next week and it could be ready.
That's
So
not where he lives, everybody. That's where he lives near. So,
near 10 minutes away.
brilliant. No, I think it's right. It's time, and taking time out of your day, making sure you've got that healthy time. And I'm always looking at my time schedule as well. I think it's always so important. You did a post this morning about, looking at the time, and like I shared on that. It's like 30 minutes in the morning for fitness,
Yeah,
and like 30 minutes during the day. I'll even fit in some more time in as well. That's what I've started doing recently, is making sure I'm allocating time for my own mental health and fitness routine back again. But then they were gone. Sorry, go on, Stephen.
Just to add something there. The sad thing is that the older we get as individuals, the more we're told we can't do things and we can't do that. You're pretty much sat down in front of a form teacher at school and, like, what job are you going to go and get? And you're indoctored into that almost railroad of go and get a job 9 to 5. So you start putting time constraints on yourself from a very early age, and it's when you take the break away from that, you realise, and for years being self-employed, I would feel really guilty if I went and met a buddy for a coffee or went for a game of golf, and you still feel guilty and you think, I should be working. Well, no, but if you're working smart, and it's about realising, and this is what the lockdown has taught me more than anything, work smart, be adapt and create. And I think I would class ourselves, and I would class yourself, Lee, and probably the majority of the revitalised members, that we're probably the 5% of the country that will influence the 95%, because we're adapting, we're being creative, and we're realising it's not about working 24 hours a day. It's maybe working really smart for 3 hours a day or 5 hours a day, or so it's just changing mindset and educating is the biggest thing.
Yeah, 100% agreement on that side for you, Stephen. 100%. With everything we've gone through with achievements, and then looking at the golden tips, and looking at what you've done to diversify, yourself and Synergy, and your healthy business, healthy you. What's the next step? What's the next step for Mr. Stephen J. Ennis and Synergy? What's the next door of opportunity that's going to open up and take it to the next level?
For me, I'm focusing on Synergy, the Synergy side of the business. I've got a few advisors that work with me on the other side of it, and they're picking up the baton, to so to speak, with that. But for me, Synergy is where it's at for me. My after dinner stuff will kick in the new year. That'll be great. But I'm looking to help and develop a number of distributors who want to make a difference. And we've got 72 million people in the UK. Unfortunately, we're the fattest nation in Europe. And in certain parts of the country, they're actually quite proud of that. But, and the thing is, we're not a weight loss company, but we are about getting people healthier. And, if we can influence and make a difference with people, and already we've got some people within the Revitalised family that we've helped greatly with the products, and that's been a massive difference. So I want to replicate that and grow that, and 72 million in the UK and Ireland. Synergy themselves, their biggest markets, Asia, South Korea, Japan, and Indonesia. But we've got our head office in Barcelona for Europe, but their target market is the UK. So I want to be a major part of that. I mean, I was fortunate enough to host the kickoff event in January, and it just feels very comfortable for me. It's my sort of where I'm meant to be, what I'm meant to be doing. So if I can, put my hand out and say, right, I'm going on a journey, are you coming with me? And it'll be fun, because there's, we're having a bit of a laugh today because there's a lot of people get up in the morning and life's not fun,
no.
And I think if you can do it with a smile on your face, you can make a difference with, and Synergy talk about make a difference all the time, and I genuinely believe we do, so it's that's where I see it growing, and it's growing all the time, and and it's enjoyable. I love what I'm doing. So.
But you can tell that, Stephen. You can tell that by your mannerisms. You can tell by the way you have that engagement with people and those conversations you have, and even some of your posts I'm seeing on LinkedIn. That really shines a light on exactly how you are enjoying the journey right now, and it's great to be supporting you with that as being part of the Revitalised Business Club as well, Stephen. So, if anybody wanted to get in touch with Mr. Stephen J. Ennis today after what we've heard or what they've seen us talk about today, how would they make that first step of making contact with your good self?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn, and I've had my tail kicked by a very good Revitalised member. Tom has kicked my tail on, and he's kicked my tail right, and he's taken money to do it as well, which is remarkable. I'm on my LinkedIn profile, so if you want to get on there, I'm on Facebook. I've got 2 friends on Facebook, so I'd love to have 10 friends there by Christmas, so that would be good.
He's got more than 2 friends, everybody. I guarantee he's got more than 2 friends.
But no, reach out. It's not a hard sell. It's just a case of, I always say that when I'm talking to somebody about synergy, I always look upon it as a canvas, and we've got a blank canvas to start with, and I start painting the picture, and it's only when you start to go, right, I can see you see your picture and where you fit in, whether it could be you just maybe want to be a customer, you could be somebody that's wanting to have a plan B where you can go, as I did. I started and thought, if I can make enough money to pay for my own products, fantastic. And then you maybe open up and you start going, oh, there's an opportunity here. I mean, I'm based up in the northeast of Scotland here, and there's a lot of people away to get a rude awakening with jobs and businesses not opening up again, and so there's going to be a lot of people looking for an option. And all I would say to people is, come in and evaluate and have a look at what we do. Don't prejudge. Look at the science behind the products, look at the information, and if you want to do something, fantastic. And if you don't, also fantastic. It's not we're not going to frog march you into do something you don't want to do. So it's a volunteer workforce we're looking for, and it's fun. So if you want something that's going to get yourself a little bit healthier, put some money in your pocket, and have a little bit of fun on the way, get in touch.
Certainly. It doesn't cost much to have a conversation, and especially doing it online now. But it's an absolute pleasure to have yourself, Stephen, and also Synergy to be one of our health connections within the Revitalised Business Club now. So, I'm looking forward to supporting you and supporting many who are going to be having those conversations with your good self as well. So thank you very much. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time today. It's been great to get more of an understanding of your journey and where you've been, and understanding, what those achievements have been and what your next level is going to be. So it'll be an exciting time. So thank you very much, Stephen, for your time today and being part of the ReConnect Meets schedule and opportunity through YouTube and also the podcast channel. Thanks again.
I appreciate the invitation. So thanks very much.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Always is a pleasure and a privilege to speak to yourself anyway. So thanks to everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're on the YouTube channel today, thanks very much. Stay tuned. Watch this space for more ReConnect Meets interviews coming very soon with business owners and business entrepreneurs from across the UK business community. Myself and Stephen look forward to seeing you soon. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye, folks.